Welcome back to the Southampton career mode. We're getting to the business end of the season now with knockout competition in both the Europa League and the FA Cup on the way today. Round of 16 of one, quarter-final of the other, getting very close to another 2 cup finals. We've won 1 already in the Carabao Cup, and hopefully we'll be able to win at least 1, if not, fingers crossed, 2 more as we push on through the rest of this final season here at Southampton. We start with Manchester City in the league, again continually focusing purely on the cup football. If we beat City here, unlikely as it is, if we beat City here, then the league might be a genuine possibility for the remainder of the season and we might shift focus a little bit once more. But for the time being, concentrating solely on the cup stuff, of course, maintaining the F1 uploads as well. Hopefully you're enjoying the F1 content on this second channel. City take a 1-0 lead through Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. That might be the title done and dusted with regards our attempts for it. F1 Manager will be starting very, very soon indeed as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that on the channel over the next few days. But for the time being, we're going to concentrate on Saints and the Cup. And fingers crossed, getting 1 or 2 of them. On equaliser. Yes, it's Ibrahim! In the 77th minute, stepping in with injury to Emil Smith-Rowe. And, well, that's more than Emil Smith-Rowe has done in the short term, isn't it, most recently? A 1-1 draw away from home against Manchester City is not a bad result at all. Some draws, some away wins there, which we would have loved to have been a part of as well, but wasn't meant to be. Right then, Lyon first in the round of 16 away from home in the Europa League. A Europa League, by the way, that has Real Madrid in the knockout stages of it, and Napoli, and Dortmund and Inter Milan. So we might be borderline favourites for the FA Cup. We certainly are not for the European trophy. Luis Maximiano in goal for Lyon. They're playing a narrow 4-1-2-1-2. If Fred or Lebanon get a yellow card in this fixture, they will miss the second leg. Adli and Lamina Traore up top. Eric Dyer at centre-back for them, which is an intriguing one, as well as Juan Foyt at right-back. Giovanni Lo Celso in there at cam as well. They love an old Spurs player, apparently, de Lyon. We're at full strength, other than Marcus Thuram getting the nod ahead of a slightly tired Scamacca, but that's absolutely fine. I probably should have played Gavin Bazunu in goal for the cup competition for Europe or the FA Cup. Maybe Gavin Bazunu will get a run out in the game against West Brom. That hopefully should be a bit more of a straightforward fixture. We might, if we get a strong first leg lead here, contemplate simming the second leg and may even sim the game against West Brom as well, and we could advance further towards the end of the season in today's episode. We'll have to play it by ear. They've got a corner though early doors. Oof, and very nearly a goal. I think that might just have been going over the top of the bar, but keeper not taking any risks. And Favre will try again and delivers well, and Sulemana gets up nicely. He might be on his way out IRL, actually to go to Ligue 1. Lille were one of the sides interested in Sulemana. I saw linked on Twitter yesterday. A number of players obviously moving on from relegated sides. I saw that Ismaila Sarr, obviously Watford weren't relegated this year, relegated last year, but Ismaila Sarr been heavily linked with Marseille. A number of former Premier League players working their way into Ligue 1. Ludovic Blas, however, has worked his way from Ligue 1 to the Premier League going the other way, and he very nearly gave us a 1-0 lead. Lovely turn. Shame about the finish. Well intercepted. I can't seem to create anything to save my life at the moment. Some good build-up play. But other than that one blast chance. Oh, actually, that's a really good ball. Onto Thuram's stronger side. Surely he's going to win this header. No, keeper gets there first. All right, literally as I'm like, oh, I've not created anything, then we have a decent chance. I had intended to play that onto Thuram's left foot to then try and turn inside onto his right. As it happened, Blas actually played the ball straight to his right in the first place. Thuram will lift this, looking for Ludovic, but headed away by the defender. That's a nice ball inside too, Adli. I genuinely thought that was going in the bottom corner. It just kind of went and waited for it to nestle inside the post. Thankfully it didn't, but it was a really good attempt from Lamina Traore there. Well in, Ravella. Sulemana away. Blas a bit slow on the uptake, so we will look for Marcus Thuram. What a ball. There you go. Finally a bit of quality in front of goal. That through ball was mwah, chef's kiss. Between two defenders, right to Thuram's feet, where ultimately He could not miss. We're in front at last, away from home in Europe. Fred into Traore, around the corner to Adley. Livakovic comes up big, needed to keep himself tall, not go right to ground, otherwise that could have gone over the top of him quite comfortably. Favour with the delivery. Now they look for... Oh, get rid! Now they look for Lamina Traore from the corners, and it causes chaos. That's what you should be doing all the time from those set pieces, Leon. If we can find a second, then I'd be happy enough to sim... Oh, why is he not shot there? I'd be happy enough to sim the second leg. I'm tempted to sim West Brom as well. Try and get ourselves to the semi-finals of the FA Cup and the quarterfinals of the Europa League throughout the course of today's episode, and maybe even play one of those quarterfinals of the Europa League, depending on who it's against. Ibrahim in here, stands the ball up. We've got two in the middle. Thuram! It's wide. Blas. Out to Serginho Dest. Through that gap to Sulemana. And Marcus Thuram's in again. And Marcus Thuram scores again. We lead by 2-0. Marcus Thuram has been a fantastic acquisition for the final 6 months of this save, hasn't he? I think this might be now more goals scored than games played at the minute. He's flying. I always used to not really like the look of Marcus Thuram, and have never really decided to pull the trigger on him before, I don't think. Very rarely does he even make the shortlist. But I'm glad he made the shortlist this time, because at the moment he's the only one that's been able to actually score against Lyon to this point. Gilberto. Out to Fred. Somehow rise the pressure from... Oh my God, Lamina Traore. Fred rise the challenge from Salisu, and Lamina Traore pulls Lyon back within one. He nearly scored a worldie earlier on from distance. Now he scored a worldie from inside the box instead. Advantage played by the referee there, and with the defender closing him in, that is spectacular. Right. That kind of scuppers my plans for the rest of the episode, actually. That's annoying. I'll try and score another if I can before the end of the game. Ndoye. It's his first action, really, for me, Ndoye. Oh my God, Marcus Thuram in on a hat-trick. Marcus Thuram has his hat-trick. Okay! We're happy to sim the second leg once more. Marcus Thuram definitely now surely has more goals than games played. Even the manager's coming along to get involved in the bottom corner. With a 2-goal advantage, certainly we should be through to the next round regardless of what happens in that second leg now. Yes, Marcus. Oh, thank God they gave me the ball back there. Thank God we were able to pick up a third goal. Right, I think I will simulate West Brom and simulate the second leg. We'll see if we can get ourselves through to a semi-final and a quarter-final today, and then we can probably play both quarter-final legs of the Europa League, actually. We could advance quite a bit throughout the course of the rest of the season here. Real Madrid get a strong win, Leicester lose. Napoli got a narrow 3-2 win in their first leg. West Brom next should be, I hope, pretty straightforward. Come on, Ibrahim. Overlapping run was there. He's kind of taken that run out of action. Ibrahim, oh, what a cross. It's cleared away, though. Still it comes forwards. And Sulemana, at last we take the lead. Thank the Lord for that. That has been a long time in coming. Let's make some changes and try and ensure that we keep this lead. There we go. That should be enough. Only 1 minute added on. We won't lose it in the middle of the park there. And you never know, we might make it too. We really could. Okay, the ref blew his whistle as surely someone was about to tap it in at the back post. Presume there was an offside in there, which is why he blew his whistle. Regardless, we are through to the next round of the FA Cup. That's a FA Cup semi-final, I believe, which should be at Wembley when it's drawn. And it's been drawn against Liverpool. And yes, it is the semi-final. Okay, that makes things a bit more difficult. The one side that was left in the FA Cup that we didn't want to try and play until potentially the final. And we've been drawn against Liverpool in the semis. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's sim and try and get through against Lyon here then. And then hopefully we can play both quarterfinals of the Europa League today. Meaning that we can then have both semi-finals of the Europa League and the FA Cup in the next episode. And then hopefully a double final special after that, if everything falls into place. Which so far it has. Although Lyon have taken a 1-0 lead in the 6th minute. So we might be jumping into this one at some point. Okay, Leon make it 2 in the 11th minute. Now this is getting serious. They've got a free kick in a very good position. This is going to end up going in, isn't it? Yep, 3-0 Leon. 4-3 on aggregate. I'm going to jump in at half-time because we've now got a job on our hands. We're actually behind on aggregate now. We got a pen. I think we've got a pen. We do. Oh, my Lord. This is pretty intense for a second leg, isn't it? Ludovic Blas. We'll go to the top right-hand side. And the keeper will save it. Well, I might as well play on from here now. Unbelievable. That would have been a chance to get ourselves level. Well, it was a chance to get ourselves level. Not it would have been. Oh, why has that got to be Salisu on the edge of the box? Here's Sulemana on the edge of the box. Well held by the keeper. All right, well, today's action and plan certainly has now changed on the fly, hasn't it? Up we go, please. Well up. Got that back. Good. Ibrahim. Gallagher's around the corner. Connor's in the box here. Square it. Oh, why have you done that, Ches? Oh, no. Dest. Driven. Touch. Suleiman is now going to tuck central here. Skamaka needs to make me a decent run, which he's done. It's a lovely ball to him as well. The angle is tight. Gianluca Skamaka misses the target. Gianluca, that is not why we spent tens and tens of millions of pounds on you to lead the line. Oh, I tell you what, when they push, it is dangerous, Leon. I don't know why every other side that presses like that, it works really well. Brentford did it in a save this year as well. Oh, lovely through ball around the keeper. Skamaka can't miss this time. But when Liverpool and Manchester City press, it doesn't work whatsoever. That's 4-4 on aggregate. So far, both away sides getting a 3-1 victory. That was really nice by Skamaka. That is what we brought him in to do. And because he's got such good close control, that's what helped make the move. Okay, we might yet get through to the semi-finals today. Conor Gallagher's up. He's got to win this. He has done. Skamaka's had to win that, and he did. But it's still fallen free here for Leon. And he's opened up for Wilson. Keep it in play. 2 minutes added on, and we are towards the end of that now. Looks like we're going to extra time here. We are indeed. Another 30... Ref. Ooh, another 30 minutes needed to separate the two sides. Jeffinho. Really? Jeffinho? Come on now, that's kind of taking the best. It's like Alanzinho. Jeffinho and Alanzinho. They do take the piss a little bit sometimes in Brazil, don't they, with with those names? Come on then. Marcus Thuram's in. Oh, it's a great first touch. Sorry. 3-2 on the night. 5-4 on aggregate the other way around. And for the first time in this second leg, we lead again. Traore, Lebanon, and Wilson. And he's in. Traore squeezed it under the keeper. In the 116th minute, we may yet see a penalty shootout here in the Europa League. Just as we celebrated in similar fashion back at the Groupama Stadium, Lyon fans are doing the same here at St Mary's. But they scored late on in the first leg in regulation time, and we still went on to score another. Can we do so again? Sulemana delivers the cross. It's Thuram underneath it. He's put it into orbit. Lebanon over the top. We are either going to lose or go to pens. It will be pens. A penalty shootout in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. It's not ideal, especially after the 3-1 first leg win. We thought we'd done enough to turn it around. We scored some good goals in that game, but Lyon have brought it back round for them. I don't have any great penalty takers, really. They don't have spectacular penalty takers either. James Ward-Prowse, we're going to go straight down the middle with this one. Start off straight down the middle. That way that throws a little bit of question into the keeper, into his mind. He's like, we went straight down the middle with the first one. Are they going to do that again? Maybe. Maybe we'll do it again. Oh, maybe we will. Marcus Thuram bags. Now it's Eric Dyer. They've gone the same way with every pen that they've taken too. Nicolo Ravella. Let's put this in the bottom corner the same way that they did. There you go. He stayed in the middle that time, the keeper. See? We're in his head. We're in his head. And Livakovic makes the save. Conor Gallagher. I'm going to go straight down the middle again. Oh, you moved out of the way again, mate. Ha ha. Toying with him. It's all about mind games. Fred steps up, needs to score, does so. If we score now, we're through to the semi-finals. It's Kamaldeen Sulemana. And we're going to put this top left. It's a great save. To keep them in it, Riquelme does so. It's sudden death in the penalty shootout. It's Ndoye. Saved by the keeper. It's Jeffinho. No, not him. Saved, thank the Lord. Kieran Tierney. Down the middle, pal. 5-4. The first penalty scored in 4. Lebanon needs to score for Lyon. He's put a lot of power behind it. Well, the power bar went up a long way, even if it didn't actually look like he put a lot behind it when he actually left his foot. There we go. Still doing our bit. This is tense, isn't it? Oh, my Lord. Juan Foyt. Oh, buries it. 6-6 after 8 penalties each. Mohamed Salisu. I'm going to go bottom right. It's buried well. 7-6. God, now it's Bueno. Sorry, Bueno. I read it. Oh, but he's looped it over the keeper. I can't believe it. I can't believe he's done that. Luke Shaw. 8-7. Bloody hell. With the 20th penalty, Inigo Martinez. It's keepers. It's Dominic Livakovic. Dominic Livakovic steps up and scores. Keeper versus keeper. It's Maximiano. Yes! It took 22 penalties. But finally, we are confirmed as semi-finalists in the Europa League. Dominic Livakovic made some saves, scored his penalty, and then saved the last one to send us through. Oh, that was just more nerve-wracking than it need be after a 3-1 first leg lead, wasn't it? Right then, who are we going to get in the next round? Not Real Madrid. Not Real Madrid. Not Real Madrid. Nice. Hello, Ludovic Blas. 1-0 Southampton against Middlesbrough inside 8 minutes at the Riverside. We are able to take the lead here in the Premier League. We've got 3 games in hand on some sides. Manchester City still sit, I think, 9 or 11, one of the 2 points ahead of us at the top of the table. We're still down in 7th, but with games in hand. And City are the one side that have also only played 27, whereas Chelsea, who are now top, played 30. How that's happened, I don't know, because I imagine Chelsea have been involved in knockout football in the latter stages of cup competitions as well, both domestic and Europe. But for the time being, all we can do is win our games and see what happens. And winning our games is what we're doing. Conor Gallagher makes it 2 now. Red card for Conor Gallagher. Not ideal, that, is it, Con? Skamaka makes it 3. There we go. Game done and dusted, even with 10 men. 4. Ludovic gets his 2nd and our 4th. And we are romping to victory now. This is going very well indeed. Despite the red card. A 4-0 victory. Deserved, despite the red card. Throwing the little curveball in there. Manchester City narrowly won their game as well. So they continue to pick up points. Conor Gallagher will be unavailable for the game against Nottingham Forest. We've got Inter Milan in the Europa League knockout stages now. Things are getting serious in Europe. If we can score in the last minute here, that would be perfect. Oh, and we have Kamaldeen Sulemana with the last kick of the game. 1-0 Southampton in the 93rd. You love to see it. We don't love to see is Manchester City also winning, trying to get City, praying that City do drop points in the run-in in the Premier League, but at the moment they don't seem likely to. We're getting ourselves further and further up the table though, into 5th now. The gap to City remains 9 points, as every time we win, they do too. Newcastle next. Finish from Schalke Ketelara. It's 1-0 to Newcastle here. It's been a while since we've gone behind in the Premier League. We're on a fantastic streak of games won. Certainly undefeated at the very least, factoring in that 1-1 draw against Manchester City. Oh, but we can't quite make it 1-1 here yet. Ibrahim. Nice, Tierney, Gallagher, Tierney. Ludovic Blas. We're level. You can't keep this Southampton side down at the moment. We're marching on in the Premier League towards at least the top 4 finish. But unlikely that we'll challenge for the title because City just don't want to stop winning. We are going to need at least one more, though, if we're to keep our winning run going. 45 minutes to find it. 2-1 Newcastle. From Kessier. And we're behind to the Magpies again. They're not having a great season, Newcastle, despite the fact their team is very good. Koen Casteels in goal, Virgil van Dijk at the back, Verratti, Kessier, Schalke Ketelara in their team as well. Some very talented players in there. But at the moment... Oh, it's offside. I thought we might get a pen. At the moment, we can't seem to match them anywhere, despite the fact we have a great 11. They only have a handful of good players. That handful is outdoing us at the moment. 3-1 Newcastle. To Ketelara again. That will be that in this Premier League tie. Or will it? 3-2. Gianluca Scamacca on the volley. Excellent finish. Come on then. We're in again. Oh, Conor Gallagher with the chance in stoppage time that we don't take. That could have, should have, twice, maybe been 3-3. We lose in the Premier League and that seals that for our title hunt. Unless Manchester City drop points against Spurs, which you... imagine they didn't at home. We'll have a look. If they did, then it'd be even more frustrating. Nah, Manchester City victorious. City win. No, they drew 1-1 actually, so we could have closed the gap. It opens to 10. It could have closed to 8. No, 7. Could have closed to 7. Oh, never mind what could have been. Inter Milan up next then in leg 1. Back at home this time in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. It's Inter Milan this time around. Jota and Danjuma up top for them. Harvey Barnes, Danilo Gume, Jobozlai and Michael Elise on the right. Simakan, Bastoni and Koulibaly. With Andre Onana, now Manchester United's new goalkeeper, of course, in real life. Starting in goal for them. We will have to be at our best to see off this team. If we struggled... well, I mean, we didn't struggle against Lyon. It's only because when I tried to sim the second leg, they scored 3 goals in 20 bloody minutes. If we can avoid that happening again, then hopefully we can get past Inter Milan a little bit more simply and straightforwardly than we did against Lyon. Dest into Ravella. Sulemana's there. Scamacca's in the middle. You see Ludovic Blas calling for it. And we'll get it to him. Ludovic! It's unacceptable, really. Ludovic Blas is ordinarily a great source of goals for us. But at the moment, he did the same earlier today on his right foot. Now on his favoured left, he's also missed the target with a very good opportunity to score a goal. Dest with a throwback. Ravella. Sulemana. Into Blas. Sulemana arriving. Quickly back to Blas. Blas helping on its way. Conor Gallagher! He misses the target too! We could be 2-0 to the good here. Scored in pre-season for Chelsea the other day against Brighton, Conor Gallagher. But he can't bury it here. Jalanolu. Inside to Harvey Barnes. Nicely played. Novakovic equal to it though. 23rd minute. Corner's coming from the far side. Elise will deliver on his left foot. It's a good ball in and it's a good header, but it's good hands too. If I can find Sulemana with the ball over the top, we could be in. He's got the legs. Bastoni's with him. If my players could shoot on target, we'd be the best team in Europe, wouldn't we? Sulemana also putting it over the top of the bar. Stop it, boys. Between the sticks. We're not playing rugby. Scamacca. Ibrahim's going to go again. Scamacca will look for him, plays it into his stride nicely. Try and turn the defender. We've left him for dead. You've got more defenders around, but Ibrahim wants to go all the way himself, and he will! We lead by a goal to 0 in the 40th minute. As Abdelkahir Ibrahim gives us a 1-0 lead. Yeah. Ref? No? No. Oh, he's on his own here, Danjuma. Big save from Livakovic. I was just expecting that to nestle in the back of the net, to be honest. Dominik Szoboszlai whips the corner in. New Liverpool man. Very excited, actually, to see him play in the Premier League, Dominik Szoboszlai. I think he's going to be very good. Danjuma had the here we go today, as I record this, on loan from Villarreal to Everton. Be intrigued to see how Everton fans respond to him actually signing for them now. After, of course, he did a 180 on them in the summer or in January in a previous window in the last 12 months at some point. Basically in the door and then ended up going to Spurs. See what happens in the remainder of this second half here, though. If we can be as creative as we were in the first, then we will extend the lead, because surely we can't miss that many gilt-edged chances again. Oh, that's actually a lovely little thing. Zota's got options. It's a really good goal. Why Danjuma didn't nod it into the back of the net himself, I'm not sure. But he's done well there to just find his teammate who volleys home. Hakan Calhanoglu makes it 1-1. Inter getting themselves all out of shape at the back. It's going to cost them surely. Gianluca Scamacca doesn't miss this time. We're back in front again. We lead by 2-1 here at home. Finally, the ball's starting to hit the back of the net with a bit of regularity for me in this game. Final whistle sounds. We have a first leg lead in the Europa League, just as we did in the last round. Last time it didn't quite go as planned in the second leg. We could have been 4 or 5 goals to the good if we could have just nailed a couple of those chances in the first half. Dortmund win 3-2 to give themselves a first leg lead as well. Brighton on 18 points, having a nightmare at the bottom end of the table. That will bring this episode to a close, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Do make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the rest of this save. And of course, all of the Formula 1 stuff that's going to be coming your way over the next few weeks. F1 Manager on the horizon too. We've got the Creator Series video may well have already gone live. If not, it might be going live very soon for you from Hungary. And of course, we'll have more Creator Series and more My Team throughout the next few weeks as well. Brighton are second bottom. Level on points with bottom side Norwich and Middlesbrough only on 19 as well. There are not many points to be had for the size of the bottom end of the Premier League right now. We sit actually still with 2 games in hand on a number of sides around us in 6th. And the gap to City 13 now as they win on matchday 31. So still no hope of a Premier League title, but we're focusing on the cup competitions. We will continue to do so. Might well find ourselves in 2 finals after the next episode. Drop the video a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.